Thank you very
Thank you,
much.
Lee. Brilliant. Thank you. Um, okay, so George, can you still see me? Hello?
I see you fine.
Oh, hello, you're back. So I want to ask you, it's the 20th anniversary of your sort of coming out. So was it important to get this book out for that milestone, I guess?
Well, I just wanted to get it out as soon as possible, but we've had some hurdles to get over. However, I used that hurdle because we had the COVID quarantine. Everything
Yes.
stopped, and I said, "Well, nothing's happening. I'll be able to focus on this 20 hours a day," and I was able to get it finished much earlier than I would have finished it.
Yes. Well, you've worked with the writer with Stephen before on the previous graphic novel. So, how is the collaborative process working with him on a project like this and the latest book?
The the working process is the same. I write the book, the story, I
Yes.
hand it in, and the uh, 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 graphic team,
Yes.
Stephen and what's the other guy's name? Well, and this is quite international.
Yes.
Stephen is in Vancouver, and they break the story down into these panels, and then they send it to Mexico City, where Harmony lives, and
Yes.
she draws the pictures. And well, she may have questions about how that building looked or what it was like, and so she'll ask Lee, and Lee will talk to me, and he will give Harmony that answer. And then Harmony hands her work over to the colorist, and
Yes.
the colorist lives somewhere here in the United States. He's quite mobile.
Yes.
And so, it's an international team, but I work primarily through Lee.
Oh, okay. So was it an easier process because you'd already done a graphic novel, with the second title? Was it a slightly smoother process for yourself, creatively because you'd already done, one graphic novel already?
How was it different from?
Well, was it easier? Was the second book easier than the first in terms of, getting it sort of finished and working through the process? Was it slightly easier because you'd already done, one graphic novel beforehand?
The subject matter was very different
Of course.
and very much alike.
Yes.
The book they call us enemy was about my childhood imprisonment, and I remember the terror, how
Yes.
scary it was, how confusing and chaotic it was, being herded about masses of people by soldiers with bayonets on their rifle. In fact, when they first came to our home to order us out, one of the soldiers pointed his bayonet at my father's face,
Yes.
literally inches from where I was standing. And that was really terrifying. I mean,
Yes, I can imagine.
my body froze, ice water going through me. I mean, can you imagine to a 5 year
Yes.
old boy to see your father standing there and the soldier pointing his bayonet at him? So that was the terror and the fear and confusion of my childhood imprisonment. But as I turned into a teenager, I discovered something else about me that was different. We were in
Yes.
prison at the first time, in the first imprisonment, because I looked like this. I was different from the rest of America.
Yes.
Then I was feeling that difference within me, inside me. I was attracted to Bobby, to Richard,
Yes.
Jimmy, and I noticed that the other boys didn't feel that way. I was different again, but this difference was not visible. I could
Yes.
keep it inside. And so, in the first case, my difference was very visible, and I was punished severely as a young child. But this other difference I could contain inside me. No one could tell.
Yes. Yes.
And so I found that I could act like the other boys. And when they started dating other girls, I dated. And
Mm.
I acted like the others. And so that was a different difference. And I responded to it differently. I created my own invisible barbed wire fence. As a
Mm.
child, I had very real barbed wire fence, but with the second difference, I could hide it within me, and I created an invisible fence that I imposed on myself and imprisoned myself in that. And that was even more torturous, I think, because I was adult and understanding more. As a child, I didn't understand why we were being made to suffer so. And I think that invisible fence was the most painful and most long lasting. And I put up that fence because I passionately developed a love for acting and the theater.
Yes.
And as a teenager, my heartthrob movie star was this handsome blonde guy named Tab Hunter.
Yes.
And I loved him. But then one of the scandal sheets exposed him as being gay,
Hmm.
and suddenly he disappeared. He had a
Yes.
term contract with Warner Brothers Studios, but they didn't put him in any more movies, and they just let the contract run out. And the lesson I learned from that was that if you have that difference that you could hide, that I was hiding, then you're endangering yourself when it was known that you were different. And so I kept myself imprisoned in my
Mm.
invisible barbed wire fence, protecting my opportunity to build a career as an actor. No producer would hire you if it was known that you were gay.
Yes.
So I had a longer period of imprisonment until I was 68 years old. I kept
Yes.
that barbed wire fence, invisible barbed wire fence around me. And at 68, I decided, all right, I've had a good enough career. I'm going to come out and really be the activist that I always was.
Yes, I was going to ask you: is it cathartic for you to write the two stories? Because obviously they're incredibly personal for you. About being interred and talking about your coming out. Are they? Is there an element of catharsis for you as a creator with these two stories?
Well, I created my own catharsis by coming out. I
Yes.
could have come out at any other point and it would have been equally turbulent and
Mm.
fraught.
Yes.
But I came out then for a purpose. As I said, I had been an activist as
Mm.
a young person. I was
Yes.
involved in the civil rights movement, met Dr. Martin Luther King, shook his hand at a rally,
Yes.
and I was active in the peace in Vietnam issue. I was an actor by then, and I joined a Hollywood activist group.
Yes.
Colleagues like Jane Fonda and Donald Sutherland. And so I could have come out at any other point, but when I was 68, things were starting to happen. These
Mm.
there were other gay activists, LGBTQ guys and
Yes.
gals that weren't doing what I was doing, staying closeted. They were out sacrificing their career opportunities, their jobs, and many of them their families, and they were out and being activists for LGBTQ equality. And
Mm.
because of their activism, the world was changing. Things were
Yes.
starting to happen. And in the year 2005, for the first time, a state legislature, the state senate and the state assembly, the
Yes.
people's representatives, voted for marriage equality
Yes.
for LGBTQ people to be married,
Yes.
same-sex marriage. And it was a landmark event. No other state had that. Only
No.
in California, the people's representatives voted for marriage equality.
Yes.
That bill required at least one more signature, that of the governor, who
Mm.
campaigned by, his name was Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yes.
When he campaigned to run for the governor's seat, he campaigned by saying, "I'm from Hollywood. I've worked with gays and lesbians. Some of my friends are gays and lesbians." And with that kind of rhetoric, many, I shouldn't say many, but a good number of gays and lesbians voted for him,
Yes.
persuaded by that rhetoric. But when the people's representatives, the state assembly and the state senate passed the marriage equality bill, and it landed on his governor's desk, rather than living up to his campaign rhetoric, he vetoed it because he was a arch conservative on the right wing.
Mm.
I was livid.
Yes.
Was outraged. And I said, I've been holding my tongue long enough.
Mm. Yes.
I had a good enough career. I am going to be the activist that I am. And I came out, blasted Arnold Schwarzenegger's hypocrisy. And I said, a hypocrite like that has no business being in a publicly elected office. This is a people's democracy, and we've got to be rid of him, and campaign against him. And that's what brought me out. A very political act by
Okay.
our hypocrite governor. And it turned out he himself was not honoring his own
Mm.
marriage vow. He was having an affair with his
Yes.
housekeeper right under his wife Maria Shriver's nose,
Yes.
and he has a son by his
Mm. No,
house.
I've read about that.
Yes, I mean that no person with that kind of
Mm.
integrity or lack thereof deserves to be in public office. And
Yes.
I came out blasting him, campaigning against him, and I teamed up with the Human Rights Campaign and became out vigorous, vocal campaigner for the LGBT community.
Yes. I'm sure you've been asked this before, but do you feel like this is going back, to your time in Star Trek? Because it was a series that celebrated, differences and, you know, treating other people well. Do you felt like it gave you a good platform, in years, many years later when you did come out? Does it give you a platform, to be a figurehead, if you like, for the LGBT movement? Do you think, did it give you a platform?
It wasn't my platform. The whole
No.
show, Star Trek, was Gene
Yes.
Roddenberry's vision. And it was
Yes.
his vision for a future society that would recognize that there is strength in our
Mm.
diversity. and you saw it
Yes.
in the makeup of the cast. Uh,
Yes.
Caucasians, a Scotsman
Yes.
representing Europe, uh, an African woman representing that part of the planet, Nichelle
Yes.
Nichols, who herself, Nichelle Nichols, was multiracial. She
Yes.
is obviously of African ancestry, but she also has French ancestry and indigenous ancestry, Cherokee.
Yes. Yes.
So she was the most American one of all of us.
Yes.
And then I represented that whole vast area called Asia. I'm a Japanese American,
Yes.
Gene's big challenge was finding an a surname that reflected the diversity of Asia, because
Mm.
every Asian surname is nationally specific.
Yes.
Tanaka is Japanese, Wong is Chinese, Kim
Yes.
is Korean, and all three countries in the 20th century was turbulent with warfare,
Yes.
colonization, rebellion, and he didn't want to suggest that. He wanted something that a name that represented Pan Asia, all Asian heritages working
Yes.
together. And so he found off the coast of the Philippines a sea
Yes.
called the Sulu Sea. The waters of the sea touch
Yes.
all shores. And that's
Yes.
how my character turned out to have the name Sulu. So diversity was at the very core concept
Yes.
of Star Trek. Not me, not my
Yes.
idea.
No, fair
I was
enough.
lucky enough to be chosen by Gene Roddenberry
Yes.
to play the Asian representative in this diversity. And the acronym really says it all. IDIC, IDIC, infinite diversity,
Yes.
infinite combinations. We
Yes.
were the infinite combination of infinite diversity of this planet Earth. More than the planet Earth, because Spock was by species. Mother
Mm.
was Earthling, and father was a Vulcan.
Yes. Yes. So I see that Lee wants me to kind of wrap things up, and I want to ask you, what would you like this book to achieve, the second book? What would you like to achieve with It Rhymes with Takai? What would you like this book to achieve?
Well, I wanted to become a bestseller like
Which I'm
The
sure it
Youngest
will.
Enemy. The other achievement is getting closer to that ideal that Star Trek had, to
Mm.
recognize that our diversity is our strength rather
Yes.
than seeing diversity as we do in our society today, still today. I mean,
Mm.
uh, uh, 80 years ago, they couldn't realize that Japanese Americans could be
Mm.
contributors to America's
American society. Yes.
diversity and strength.
Mm.
They saw us as the enemy. Uh, there were no charges, no trial.
No.
It was the most unjust and stupid, in
Yes.
fact, the most honored and heroic unit was a segregated all Japanese American unit, the
Mm.
442nd Regimental Combat Team,
Yes.
who is the most decorated of all the American set fought
Mm.
in the
Yes.
Second World War. So we are getting closer to the Gene
Yes.
Roddenberry ideal of diversity being the strength of our country.
Yes. Listen, thank you again. I want you just to say very quickly that I thought you were brilliant in The Terror. I thought that was a wonderful series, and I thought your part in that was fantastic. But I just wanted to say thank you again, and best of luck with the book. And thank you again for your time.
Well, thank you very much. Live long
Thank you.
and
Thank you.
prosper.
Take care. Cheers. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Joel. We'll
Take
send you
care.
the recording.
Cheers, Lee. Thanks again. Take care.
All right.
Cheers. Take care.
I'm going to stop the recording.